use the dedicated chat to ask your questions. We will be answering them throughout the session, and if our team's input is required further, we will reserve those queries for the end of the presentation. Please note today's session is also being recorded, and we will be sending it to all attendees in the coming days. And at this point, before I hand over to Travis to get us started, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of Davin and our solution offerings. For our overall business applications, we have Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, which includes finance, HR, CRM, and supply chain management, to mention a few, not forgetting Power Platform solutions to enhance your overall ERP experience. For our retailers like yourself, we have LS Central, which will be the headliner for today's webinar. These applications can either be used straight out of the box or tailored to your specific business needs. With our cloud offerings, we have Microsoft Azure for security and storage. This application allows you to build, deploy, and manage services in the cloud and benefit from the security, scalability, and cost efficiency of cloud computing. In addition to these, we also offer data analytics solutions as well to enhance your productivity and collaboration in the workplace. Tools such as MS Power BI, MS Project, and of course, Azure DevOps. We do service the English and Dutch-speaking Caribbean, being the largest Dynamics partner in the territory, with our certified team members all localized. Davin has a client base of over 100 active customers, and we are also the #1 cloud provider in the region. Now that you are a bit more familiar with us, I'd like to open the floor to Travis, who will guide you through the benefits of utilizing LS Central for your retail business. When you're ready, Travis.
All right. Thanks for that introduction, Caroline.
Welcome.
So diving in, we're here today to talk about LS Central and how it can help retail businesses, in particular supermarkets, revolutionize their business environment. LS Retail is the vendor for LS Central, and they've been around since 1986. So you know you're getting a mature vendor with over 30 years of experience. LS Central is an all-in-one retail software that extends Microsoft Dynamics Business Central with Microsoft's #1 ERP solution. Did you know that LS Central has been implemented in over 83,000 locations in more than 150 countries worldwide? To support that vast number of implementations, they have over 390 partners. With an extensive partner network like this, should you decide to no longer work with Davin, you are at no risk of a partner lock-in, as you can source a new LS Central partner with little effort. But just pick up the phone, call Microsoft Office in Trinidad today, and they'll probably refer you to Davin. So LS Retail has developed a unified solution, and this is for retail environments across multiple verticals. This has been consistently adapting to trends and opportunities around the world. Of these many verticals that you're seeing here, though, across their bandwidth, the main focus that we're going to focus on today is grocery, and we'll be highlighting that in the demo later on. So LS Central's product development is aimed at delivering a centralized unified system. And this addresses all the requirements necessary for managing multiple stores from one location, and that's going to be a head office. From your head office, you manage your financials, your inventory, all your offerings, supply chain, and your loyalty programs, all the key stuff for retail. And data is then distributed to the stores so that each store is able to change and manage their own processes as needed. Data flows seamlessly between the head office and the stores, allowing for the business insights to be gathered via business intelligence tool that we offer, such as Power BI. And what this means is that any report not included by default, we can easily build it based on all of the data that is being collected by your system. And you'll see some of the robust data that we're going to be collecting with this system. Here we can see the distribution of LS Central customers across the top categories since 2014. And you can see here on the graph that grocery is a key target for LS Central. LS Retail has customers of all sizes. For instance, IKEA is one of their top global customers. Adidas is another business that has implemented LS Central in over 1,000 of its retail stores around the globe. Here, I pulled out some of the supermarket related businesses that use LS Central. So Freshmart, these are a specialty retail chain that combines supermarket, deli, creamery, and vitamins all under one roof. Cornet Supermarket is an Australian grocery chain with over 35 stores across Queensland. There's an Icelandic chain called Nea, and they operate several fully automated convenience stores using ScanPay Go app, and we'll touch on that technology later on in the presentation. J. Astefans is one of the leading supermarkets in the Dominican Republic, and this was implemented by Davin. So what do we actually mean by unified commerce system? Simply put, Microsoft's Business Central was designed to allow its existing code and features to be extended and enhanced by third parties for specific situations and industries. LS Central is essentially a robust customization of Business Central code, which allows the data to flow seamlessly through the system. A lot of the work that Darwin does after implementations is customizations to change and create features within LS Central to enable our clients competitive advantages and align the LS Central with their strategic plans. This design allows Microsoft and its partners to keep Business Central ecosystem up to date with the trends and challenges experienced around the world. And we will go into this more detail in later on. So without getting too technical, let's break down some of LS Central's architecture and show what that means for you. The foundational layer of this architecture is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, which includes standard ERP functionality. This is built at the base. LS Central then enhances or adds functionality needed for retail environments on top of this base. A common pitfall we've seen with many retail solutions is that it focuses on the retail side first and it lacks this financial backbone. And that is not at all the case with LS Central. So if we were to divvy up the sections of the solution by work locations, then we would first have the head office functionality. And this is designed to fulfill the needs and requirements of central operations. What does this mean? You can now centrally manage all the important LS retail add-ons, like you see listed here, on top of the standard Business Central. Next, the back office functionality gives you the power to run your essential store operations like your general store management, your point of sale management, and your inventory management. This allows you to set up, view, maintain items, prices, and promotions. Typically in retail, this is basically where you run your company on a daily basis. An important thing to note here is that when staff log into the system, they will not only see products, they will see only products, sorry, and documents that are relevant to their role and their store, even though the system is managed centrally. LS Central has the ability to manage permissions for every store and user on the system. On the front office, processes are usually performed out on the floor by the staff serving the customers. This process needs to be simple and straightforward, otherwise you're going to have difficulty with training time, and we don't want that. So of course, the system is able to be configured to set specific user interfaces based on the staff and the store. There's also support for mobile devices for all store processes, and this enables mobility, simplicity, and process-led work. On the customer-facing side, this is very important. This is where you touch base directly with the customer. LS Central's omni-channel solution offers different points for shopping and interaction with the customer. With LS Central, a web store today is just another store in your setup. A mobile POS today is just another POS on the system. All these features here can be used inside the infrastructure suitable for your business. You can run your system online, or in the event that there's an internet connection, outage, your store and POS can still run offline without interruption. This is enabled by LS Central's hybrid services that replicate the data from your head office to your stores on your POS, back up, and then back up to the head office. So this means that when internet connection is back up, all the data that is offline on those devices are replicated automatically back up to the head office, whether it be an on-premise head office or on the cloud. Point of sale. Every retail software has point of sale, but where LS stands out is in its ability to customize these point of sale layouts for each store, each terminal, and every situation. This enhances the customer's checkout experience and improves the staff productivity, and you'll be able to see some of this later on in the demo. LS Central's point of sale is not restricted to any type of hardware, so staff can pick up a phone or tablet and walk around the store and assist and engage customers. Tablet layouts can be designed to allow staff to walk around and show item catalogs. They can compare item prices and the characteristics of different items right in front of the customer. With this engagement, the customer can then decide there and then that, okay, I want these items, and the store clerk can then check them out right there and then, or carry the same transaction off to a regular point of sale. So what is next for retail? What's the future of retail solutions? The future is self-checkout, and whether the Caribbean is accepting this or they're delaying it, it's going to be adopted in a matter of time. Modern customers love their autonomy and they have no problem checking themselves out. LS Central's point of sale capabilities also enable the scene that you're seeing here to be a reality. Since the point of sale is highly customizable, you can achieve a look and feel that you want for your customers. And this allows you to dictate the screens that they interact with during the checkout process. And if done right, this can encourage your customers to upsell themselves and increase their basket size. I know, for instance, my eyes usually fall on the frequently bought together suggestions when I'm on Amazon. No, supermarkets can be different from other retail businesses in that it is not always feasible to have staff trying to upsell complementary products to customers out on the floor. So self-checkout puts this in front of every customer checking out. LS Retail has been working on integration with third-party self-checkout hardware like you're seeing here. This third-party integration uses the LS Central business logic in the hardware to make decisions. So you can think of it as an extension of LS Central. This includes all the information on the items, your prices, the offers, the basket calculations, and all these transactions will then be finalized like any other transaction in LS Central. Now let's think beyond self-checkout. LS now has the Scan Pay Go app. The Scan Pay Go app is available for retailers and it can be provided to the customers. It is an easy to use loyalty app. It is designed for the modern shopper. What this means is that retailers can release the app. It can be downloaded by the customer on Android or iOS, and it's easy to change the logo and color scheme to fit your unique business, and even you can do further development on the app. How does the ScanPigo app work? Basically, the app detects when the shopper enters the store. The shopper scans item into the basket using the camera scanner in the app. After that scan, the items are placed into the shopper's bag. To close off, there's an option to pay in the POS or, or in the app. You can see here that how the UI looks. It's a nice mobile optimized shopping experience. You can see here that the retailer has grouped various items and the user is able to drill down to the exact product and details that he is looking for. LS has also added modern social features to the ScanPigo app as well. So users can do things like share shopping lists with friends and family. I know my wife would love this as I frequently forget the items that she WhatsApps me to pick up. Promotions are one of the core parts of every retail operations, especially in supermarkets. Here you can manage all the pricing, the offers and coupons. You can set up and schedule your promotions and offers and what triggers them. Also, how the offer interacts with the loyalty programs that run alongside them. Encouraging loyal repeat customers is key to the development of any retail brand. Customers love to be rewarded. LS Central allows this through its highly configurable member management option. This allows you to determine how points are calculated and awarded. So for instance, what happens when a customer is upgraded from a bronze to a silver or to a gold member? And in terms of the additional benefits that they receive via discounts and free items or frequent buyer programs, this can all be managed in LS Central. Collecting this data as well is going to be collecting this customer data into our loyalty management program is what will feed into those juicy analytics that you will see later on in this demo. So these e-commerce platforms that you're seeing here can be fully integrated with LS Central web, mobile, and in-store commerce services. Magento and Shopify are the most commonly used. With more and more people shopping online, a functional e-commerce website is necessary. As a note here, Davin has a widespread of expertise ranging from Business Central and LS Central implementers, as well as a strong development team that not only handles the application customization, but can also get your e-commerce storefront up and running. Okay, so we're almost to the demo, but first let's just touch on supply chain. If supply chain is not effective, then how can we support all the customer demand and marketing campaigns that we have set up? The replenishment module is fully integrated with LS. It is out of the box and it covers all these supply chain related processes. What is replenishment in LS Central? Replenishment supports the purchase department by creating purchase and transfer order suggestions. Replenishment covers the four processes that you see here with a variety of features listed. The most sophisticated of this is the automatic replenishment, and this runs basically every night. It can calculate the stock on hands, uses open documents on the system based on demand. The system will then create purchase orders and transfer orders for your review by our user, or it can even be automatically posted once your processes are running smoothly. When your replenishment process is working effectively, your inventory team is going to be put to the test. And this starts with receiving the large quantities of goods multiple times a day. If not handled properly, we know that this process can become slow, especially when we want to track stock accurately. The mobile inventory app, which is just an app on your mobile phone or a tablet, this empowers your staff by putting all the necessary inventory processes in the palm of their hands. Using a handheld device, the staff can select their own receiving, picking, or stock counting documents to process in the device without ever having to touch a back office workstation. All right, so now I will be handing you guys over to Seema, who will be handling the demo part of today's webinar.
Sorry, apparently I was muted. So morning guys, I'm not sure if I can wow you like Travis just did, but I will certainly try. First up, I will do a small demo of the point of sale functionality. To do so, I'll switch between a few different point of sale layouts just so that you could get a feel of what some of the out of the box point of sale layouts can look like. Bearing in mind that LS Central is a highly customizable point of sale, which Travis would have mentioned before. What this means is that we can customize your point of sale look and feel to suit your preference and requirements. I'll start with doing a demo of a regular walk-in retail transaction at a supermarket with a supermarket point of sale layout. After that, I will change into a different layout just so that you can see what another layout may look like. Now, I know that this webinar is geared towards supermarket success. However, I also understand that while it's supermarket, you could have like a superstore where you have multiple departments within the supermarket, and it's not just supermarket items. So you could have a fashion item, you could have a fashion department, sorry, you could have a paints department, hardware department, and you would want those departments to see different things on your point of sale layout. So I will switch to one that is fashion and do a couple transactions there showing your member type transactions, credit customer type transactions, and then I will change to more of a CSR layout to show you the customer order functionality where a customer can place an order to collect at a later date or at a different location. Once I'm through that, I will go into the big ticket item that I know a lot of you all would be interested in, which is analytics for LS Central. So let's just dive into it. So I have my point of sale up. I will start by logging in and I'm going into the supermarket setup. Now, this is what our default supermarket layout looks like. This can be customized, like I said, to suit your needs. What I'll do is I do have a couple quick pick menu items here. So I will look into bread. Let's just say I want to buy a carrot cake, apple crisp, and a plain crust bread. So I add those items, say okay. Now you see that shows up on my transaction list. Maybe I want to get some fruits like strawberries and blackberries. I do that as well. Um, I could change my quantity from on here. So maybe I want 2 of this item. And let's just say I want to give a discount. Once I have the permissions, I can set a discount percentage or a dollar amount. In this case, it's percentage that I'm setting. So I'm just going to give a 2% discount, say okay, and I will total out this transaction and pay using cash. Now this is a regular retail walk-in customer. Now I don't have a physical printer here, so I can't show you what the receipt will look like using a virtual printer, which comes with your LS Central. So you can use this to test if you don't have a physical printer when we're setting up, right? So this is your receipt. You see the items that we would have sold, the quantity and the price. You see your net amount, your VAT amount, and your overall amount. And then I close my drawer. Now I want to do, like I said, I would want to switch my layout. And in this case, I want to log in to show you a fashion layout. So I do have quick picks as it would relate for fashion items. Here, I would add a couple items. Now, let's just say we have um, a dress. So we want to purchase this dress, but this item could have multiple colors and multiple sizes. If you want to track the sales by color and sizes, we can do that at the point of sale as well. So if I were to add this dress or try to add this dress, you'll see a pop-up comes up and it asks me to select the color and size. So I select my color as red, size is 36, and I add this to my transaction. Now we can also do things like mix and match. So if I add this particular item, which is the jeans, Linda line, the system will show me that I have a promotion going on and I can add any of these items to get that offer. So I'm going to select this item, say okay. Now when it's, okay, I also need to select the color and size here. When it gets added to the point of sale transaction, you will see that a 20% discount was applied based on the mix and match discount that is set up in the application. Let's just say that this was a member, let's just say this was a member transaction. I could go in and look for my member, put in my member account. Search for the member. So in this case, I did put in a wrong member account. If I do know their name, I could put in that as well. Let me just pull up on my back end and get a member account real quick so that I could complete my transaction. So I could go into my member account list. Now, if you do have member cards, you can swipe the member card or scan the member card at the point of sale, and that works as well. So let me just search for this member account. Now I see I have 3 contacts under this member account. I could select which one of them I'm doing the transaction for, say okay. Verify the information and add them to the transaction. Yeah, so they are now added to the transaction, and at the top you could see the club that the member is associated with, the schema type. So if it's a bronze membership, a silver membership, a gold membership, that will show up here, and you'll see the total point balance on their account. Now I go ahead and total out this transaction. I will pay with cash. And now if I were to look at my receipt, you will see that on my receipt, you'll see, yes, the items that were sold, but you'll also see the member account, their points, the points that was issued, and the point balance now. If I wanted to do a credit transaction, again, I will add some items to the transaction. Then I could go select a customer using my select customer button, which will show me a list of customers. I can search by customer number or customer name. I'm just going to select a customer here to add to the transaction. Say yes. And then I could total out this transaction using the customer credit option, which means that it will post into their account and they would need to pay at a later date. If I look at my receipt, you will see the customer name on the transaction and the tender type is pay into account. All right, so now I wanna switch again to another layout to show you customer orders. So if I go into my clienteling layout, I'm going to add an item. So I'm going to add bag Linda. Just going to add one. I'm going to mark this as a customer order. Now I can attach a customer to this transaction, or I can leave it just like this because it might be a walk-in customer, somebody that I'm not tracking in my system right now, who wants to place an order to collect at a later date or at another location, and I have the capabilities of doing that. So I will leave it as a walk-in customer and I will go ahead and say total. Now, unlike what would have happened with a normal transaction, you'll see that I'm presented with some options here. In this case, it's asking me if I want to collect this, if the customer wants to collect this item here, because there's inventory available, if I want to have the items ship to me. In this case, I will leave it as collect here, say okay, and I can make some of these fields mandatory. So if it is that I must record a telephone number for this customer, I could make this mandatory in the background. So I would put a number. You can, define if you need to get an email address or not, and then say confirm. It will ask you if you want to pay for the items now. Now you could also set this to be mandatory so that the system doesn't ask you but mandates that the customer pays for the order right there and then. Once I do that, now I have the option to pay. Now I could pay to a customer account or cash. In this case, I will not pay to customer account because it's not a customer transaction, it's a walk-in transaction. So I'll use cash it out. And then my receipt here will also look slightly different. So if you look at the receipt, you'll see that it is marked as a customer order. This is the store to collect at. This is the item that I would have purchased. And then there's another slip which the customer walks away with. And when they come back to the store, they will present the slip to the CSR to scan to be able to find the order. Let's go back to the point of sale. Now, if I go to customer orders, I will see a list of customer orders. The e-commerce customer is the customer that I just did the transaction for. So I select on that. Let's just say the customer is back at the store now and they want to collect the items. Click on the order, select pick. If there are multiple items, I could say pick all, or I could choose the subset of items that they are collecting now. In this case, it's just one, so let's say pick all and confirm. I could type in some notes on the collection location. And then this will complete the order. So if I come back here, you'll see a receipt and a collection list saying this was collected. The order also comes out of my collection order screen because it was fully fulfilled. Okay. So there is that functionality to purchase at one store, collect at another store, or have the items shipped from another store if you don't have inventory at this physical store. All right, so enough of the point of sale because I know that most of you all, you would know what most point of sales offer, right? The big ticket item that I know a lot of you all are interested in is analytics for LS Central. What is analytics for LS Central? Analytics is a BI solution that gives you access to an extensive suite of data analysis power and reporting options from LS Central. It is built by LS Retail for LS Central and uses your LS Central data. It uses Microsoft's Business Intelligence service in the cloud, and it allows you to have access to Microsoft's pre-built reporting without having the complications of, attaching overhead to build your own data warehouse, etc. Once you register for a license through the LS Retail License Department, you could download the product and you have a host of free reports to use. There's over 100 of reports already built for you to be able to use as your base. You could also use that as a base to customize to give more details if required. So let me just jump into that and show you what that looks like. I'm going to cover a few reports over 3 areas. First, I'll look at some sales reports, then inventory reports, and supply chain reports. So sales analytics. At a glance, you can see that there are a host of reports for sales related data. The ones that I want to focus on are your top 10 items. So if I click on this, you should see a listing of your top 10 and below 10 items. You can drill down by stores to see what that top 10 and below 10 looks like. You could also look by product group, by item category, by division. You could also change the way it's ranked to be by net sales. Right now I had it by discount percentage, but if you wanted to report based on net sales, you can change that and get your reporting by net sales or margin percentages, item quantity even, and you can filter this down by the store level. So if you want to see what that top 10 and below 10 for a specific store looks like, you can drill down and get that level of reporting. Another one that I know a lot of customers are interested in is your point of sale sales returns. What this shows you is your returns by quantity, and it compares it to the previous year sales return. And you can also see a breakdown based on return reasons. Again, from here, you could drill down by your point of sale terminals, by your store. You can view the data by your item hierarchy, etc. Another key one would be your discount overview by types. So if you want to see how well your discount offers or your mix and match discounts, etc., are performing, you can come into this report and you could drill down based on the category by the store, and you will get reporting based on the discount offer types. So here you'll see a discount offer, a customer specific discount, your mix and match, multi-buy, etc. And if you click on any one of the values, the chart will change to give you reporting based on that discount type, to show how they came up with the value. Now let's move on to inventory. In terms of inventory, one of the key things that you want to do is view inventory and your inventory analysis. And this might be based on category, based on your stores. You would want to look at out of stock days as well. This report allows you to see that information. So if I click on a specific store, it will show you for the category of clothing, what your inventory value is, your inventory sales, any out of stock days. If I click on the out of stock days, it drills down to show you additional information that makes up that value. If I go back to my home screen, there's another one that shows you out of stock. So here you can see out of stock days by your divisions. I could change it to by category, product group. I could even view it by my stores. I could change to my coverage days and it will show me information. Once I have data, which doesn't look like I do, it could show me data based on that, right? The key thing here is your out of stock days reporting. Another one that I want to show is your top 10 items. This could be displayed by divisions, by categories, by product groups. So you could change here by your divisions, product groups, categories. You could rank it by inventory quantity, by value, by purchase quantity. Any of these, you could change it and see your reporting. And if you click on any one of these stores, it will show you a drill down of that per store. You could also change this value from top 10 to show top 50 instead. Oh, I guess it does only up to 20, so it's top 20 instead. Yeah. Then moving on to supply chain. We have another listing of pre-built reports under supply chain. The ones that I will proceed to show you, and I think a lot of customers did ask about, is your lead time analysis. Now, once you have the data in the application and you're tracking your vendor lead time, you can come here and you will see vendor lead time data based on your categories, based on your vendor. So if I click on a vendor, it will show me what is the requested lead time, what is the expected lead time based on previous transactions. If I click on any of these, it will do a further drill down to give me additional data to understand what is happening with each of these vendors, right? I could look at my open purchase orders as well, because sometimes you want to see what items are on your purchase orders or what orders by vendor are still open. So here, if I were to collapse this, you would see that there are a listing of vendors and I can expand it to see the items that are on those purchase orders and the value of the inventory that we're awaiting from those purchase orders. I could also drill down if I just wanted to report based on clothing or based on my dairy products, based on a location, based on my product group. So it's very, very powerful, the type of reporting that you get from these analytics reports. The last one that I will review is your 80/20 report, which shows the items that are behind 80% of net sales, cost or quantity sold. So you see a listing of the items. What is the inventory? What is the sell percentage? You could click on any one of them to do a drill down. You could expand product groups to see the items within a product group. And similar to some of the others, you can have the overall report filtered based on your category, product group, division, and location. Yeah, so that is it for me and my segment of our webinar. I will hand you over to Caroline.
Yes, it will be me for sure. Thank you, Seema.
You're
I'd just like
welcome.
to open the floor to everybody. If you have any questions to ask the team, please put them in the chat. We can definitely take care of those right now. I'll give you all a moment or two. Nothing, we're good. Okay. All right, I'll cap it off then. So thank you to both Seema and Travis for an amazing and insightful, engaging presentation. You guys rocked it. Well done. Once again, as mentioned before at the start, this webinar has been recorded and we will send it out to all attendees in the coming days. And if anyone has any interest in acquiring the solution we have presented today or any of the products I discussed at the start of the webinar, you can always respond to the email sent out by our marketing manager, or you can just give us a call and we can take the necessary next steps. Thank you everybody for joining us. We look forward to hosting you all again in the near future for our other webinars. Have a great day ahead and stay safe, everybody.